Hello! In today's video, we're going to be taking a beginner-friendly approach to jamming on the ukulele using a tune that I wrote called Scarlet Summer. We'll be learning 3 different layers featuring strumming, fingerpicking, and melodic style playing to make this lesson a perfect example for anyone looking to introduce more techniques while playing alongside a jam track or with other people. Let's go ahead and dive into the strumming, which should look and sound something like this as I bring my camera down. Should sound like this. Just 2 chords with a basic pattern. Now to start with this, let's go ahead and take a look at what the tab looks like. It looks something like this, which might be a little scary if you've never seen it before, but we're going to use this just to look at the chords to start. We've got 2 chords here. The first one is called an F add 9. If you know how to play an F chord, this is even easier, and all that you do is take your index finger on your fretting hand and place it here on the 1st fret of the E string, which is the 2nd from the bottom. Make sure that you get a good angle here so that you're not touching the A string at all, and that's all there is to it. That's our first chord, so go ahead and try strumming through that. Make sure it sounds like mine. The next chord here is going to be called A minor 7, which is probably the first chord you've ever played on the ukulele without even knowing it, because all that you do is take this index finger off and play all open. Those are the 2 chords that we're going to be playing here, and you can see these on the tab right at the beginning of measure 1 and at the beginning of measure 3. But I don't love using tab to show strumming. So what we're going to take a look at is instead this. This is how the strumming pattern can be written out, showing you the movements that you need to make with your strumming hand. Now, if you've never strummed before, be sure to check out the video that's linked over here. Otherwise, a real quick gist of it is that you're going to keep your hand moving, use your index finger to strike the strings, sort of tilted towards the fretboard like this, flicking the finger down, curling it back up. And when we play this strum pattern that's listed here, what we're going to do sounds something like this. If you can play along, go ahead and go for it, and I'll explain what I'm doing. But it sounds like with the F add 9 chord, just playing that first chord, just that first F add 9 chord. Now, if this is tricky for you to just play it by feel, what I want you to do is pay extra close attention to what my hand is doing with the movement. See how it's consistently moving down and up? If you look at the pattern, you'll see that there's these dotted arrows. The dotted arrows mean that you're going to miss the strings bringing your hand up, but still make the motion as you go through it. So the real way to think about this can be down, miss, down, up, 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 down, miss, down. So let's go ahead and try doing this pattern now 2 times through with our F add 9 chord, which is just that index finger here. And then let's go ahead and try it 2 times through all open on the A minor 7. If this is challenging for you, it's okay to take your time. You can click pause on the video right now and resume after you've practiced a bit, but it should sound something like this. Let's go ahead and all try it together. 2 and 3 and 4 and switch chords. Cool, right? These chords are very close together, only 1 finger difference, so for most people the challenge comes more from the strumming. Let's go ahead and hear what it sounds like with the recording again so that we can get that perspective. A minor 7. Back to the F. A minor 7. Pretty cool, right? Now, while we have the backing track going, let's go and take a look at the next part, which is going to be our finger picking. Now, finger picking is going to sound something like this. Using the exact same chords, it's going to sound like starting at the top. One more. So let's break down what it is I'm doing here. Well, what's cool is the left hand plays the exact same chords. Nothing changes. It's just going to be our playing hand that's going to alter a bit of what it's doing. Now, if you've fingerpicked before, awesome. If you haven't, there's a video up above that teaches you how to fingerpick in 4 minutes. I highly suggest you check it out. But I'm going to show you a really quick fingerpicking technique that you can use with this. You're more than welcome to use 3 or 4 finger style, but I'm going to show you one that only uses 2 fingers. To do this, you're going to take your thumb, place it on your C string, which is the second from the top, right about where the sound hole meets the fretboard. Then take your index finger and place it on the E string, which is the one right below it, making sure that the finger is going just behind the thumb, just like so. What I'm going to do is still fret those same chords. I'm going to pluck the C string with my thumb, then my E string with the index. Then I'm going to pluck the G, which is my top string here, with my thumb. Then I'm going to pluck the A, which is the bottom string, with my index. This is called an in to out pattern because you can see we play the in strings to the out strings. And all that you do is repeat this. I'm just using my thumb and index finger kind of going between the two. Again, totally fine to use 3 finger picking or 4 finger picking if you're more comfortable with it, but if you've never done any of those, just the 2 finger picking works great. Let's go ahead and switch to the A minor 7 and try that. We're going to do it twice all the way through on each chord. C, E, G, A, C, E, G, A, C, E, G, A. And let's go ahead and hear what this now sounds like with our jam track. It's going to sound something like this. So that's just using the 2 fingers, which is awesome because you can use more if you'd like to. Let's go ahead and hear what the next part, though, the melody, is going to sound like. Kind of neat, a little bit different than the other 2 parts. Unlike the other 2 that use those same chords going through, we are going to have to fret some things a little bit differently as we go through this. Before we talk about our fretting hand, though, let's go ahead and talk about our playing hand for just a moment. With strumming, we use our index finger flicking down and up. For finger picking, we use our thumb and index fingers together, or even more if we're more comfortable with that. With this style, we're just going to use our thumb with our playing hand. I've got a video talking about melodic picking and the rest stroke that's linked above. I highly suggest you check it out if you haven't before. But the gist of it is to just have your thumb about a 45-degree angle to the string and make sure that this knuckle right here is not bent. You want to keep that nice and recessed, and then as you play through the A string, you want to have some good weight to it to get that nice, clear articulation. So what I'm going to do is, using my thumb like this, I'm going to play this melody. Starting with my ring finger on my fretting hand, I'm going to play 3 on the A. Then I'm going to play open on the A. Then I'm going to play 3 on the A again with my ring finger. Then I'm going to slide my ring finger up to the 5th fret on the A string. I'm going to play that note. You don't literally need to do a slide technique, although you can if you want. It can sound kind of cool. Otherwise, just move that ring finger up to 5 on the A. Measure 10 here, that was measure 9 going on to 10, is going to be back down to the 3 on the A string with the ring, then open on the A, and then 1 on the E. So that's our index finger jumping down to the 1st fret of the E string, playing it here with our thumb. You might be wondering why that note is circled on the tab. That's just telling you that it is a half note. It's a rhythmic marker. For now, it's not super important. There's no other meaning other than the rhythm behind it. But measures 9 and 10 should sound something like this. And then 11 and 12 are almost the same. They start off with the same 3, same 0, same 3, same 5, same 3, same 0. And then instead of going to 1 on the E string, you go to open on the E string. So when you play 11 and 12 together, it sounds like this. And the 2 together should sound like this. The thing that's important when learning this is just to get comfortable with that finger sort of sliding down and up so that your positions are moving, and you start to play a melody by simply doing that. And what's cool is if we put it on with the recording, it sounds something like this. What if we go back to the picking? Or back to the strumming? This is what makes jam tracks so much fun. You can practice them in any order. You could even mix them. Kind of neat, right? Jam tracks are a wonderful way to practice different sections. I'm going to bring the camera back up to me. And there you have it. 3 different layers to this jam track that you can start to work with. And if you'd like to learn the next layers, there's 9 in total with this song. 3 of them more intermediate and 3 of them more advanced. Be sure to check out the links around here somewhere. And if you'd like to download a longer version of this jam track as well as a tab that features all 9 of these layers, please check out my Patreon page. This was actually a lesson vote over there where every month my members decide on what this month's tutorial is going to be. And this one won, and it was a lot of fun to work out. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time for the next tutorial. Thanks so much.